All right. We will be live shortly. Oh, thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. It is very cozy and warm in here today. We have rain a little bit. It's like sprinkling. It's rain to us. Hi, Water Bear. How's it going? All right. Just so you know, this is the probably going to be the last one on Instagram. So we're moving all of the live streams to my Patreon, and you can be a free member and catch all my live streams. And Adele, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Um, Thank you so much for joining. Monica, what is up, love? Aw, so happy to see you. um, and Alex, thank you so much for the comment over on Patreon. So I was saying, first off, happy full moon in Leo. Blessed full moon, my lovelies. I am, in the works of uh, preparing to get everything that I need to off of Meta platforms. I will still be on Instagram, but Facebook is waning a bit for me, and I've stopped doing live streams over there. And this is probably going to be the last one on Instagram because I'm trying to get everything in one nice little space. But you can watch all of the live streams on Patreon moving forward. And it's on there tonight. And so I'll keep them up, archived over on the Patreon for you as well. And then there'll be other things because I'm going to be doing a lot more live stuff on that platform. But we're not here for that tonight. We're here for this intense fire moon that we have, right? The full moon in Leo. I hope everyone is having a lovely week and is staying hydrated, because we know with a full moon that is always kind of a thing, right? We get dehydrated very easily, especially if it's a fire moon, especially if it is a fire moon. We are also in, times have been kind of rocky over here. So yeah, we're feeling a bit exhausted. We want to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. Full moons also, we're probably feeling a little tired. So making sure that we are getting the rest when we can. Very important. My name is Mandy Wild. I am the Wild Medium. You probably know that if you are on this call, if you're on this live. And I do these right now twice a month. I do them for the full moon and for the new moon. And for the new moon is more focused on Akate, right? Illuminate Akate. But for the full moon, we dish out the astrological tea, and we do a light meditation, and it's a nice way to come together. So, all right. I want to first thank some of my new Patreon members. Adele, Bridget, Lori, and Beth. Thank you so much. You're brand new this month. Welcome, welcome. And also, are you ready to call in our quarters? Yes, please. Lady Karen, thanks for joining. Thank you so much for joining. If you know this, feel free to join in. If not, you probably soon will. I do it every time I go live, so you'll eventually have it. All right. I call to the east where the air takes flight, filling our lungs with breath pure of life. I call to the south where the fire burns bright, protecting and guiding like torches in the night. I call to the west where the water flows might, feeding and nourishing our gift of inner sight. I call to the north where the earth holds tight, grounding us here under the moon's soft light. I call to spirit in quiet introspection, a journey within, seeking soul's connection. Lady Karen says, hi from Calgary. Whoa. Hi from Calgary. Fun fact, I have played Sled Island Fest in a band that I used to be in. It was super fun, and the good folks of Calgary showed us a fantastic time. So I am a fan. I do love Calgary. Where are you? I'm in LA, Los Angeles. Thank you for asking. We're getting some wonderful, much needed rain again. Well, it's kind of drizzling, but you can feel the earth just soak it up like a sponge. So let's chat about this full moon in Leo and everything else that's happening in the sky right now. First off, this is a very big and fiery full moon. If you can see it where you're at right now, it probably looks pretty large. Thank you for joining the Practical Homestead. Thank you so much. You're just in time for the full moon in Leo. But this is a very, very fiery moon, right? First off, we're talking about like Leo. So like passion, creativity, being seen. This is the kind of energy that makes you want to step into the spotlight. This is the kind of energy that's pulling you into the spotlight. It's wanting you to take up space to express yourself fully. But there's some tension in the air because of how the rest of the planets are lining up alongside all of this. So, first off, let's talk about the sun in Aquarius. That's where our sun is right now. And we love a good sun in Aquarius. However, the sun is in its detriment when it is in Aquarius. It feels a little off balance, right? The sun in Aquarius is, well, let's talk about what in detriment even means. It's when basically a sign doesn't naturally support what it's trying to do, right? So the sun wants to shine, the sun wants to be recognized, like we were just talking about. It wants to feel personal. But Aquarius is a little bit more detached. It's more community focused, right? It wants the spotlight to be on the community, not necessarily the self, right? It's a little rebellious, right? So this can feel a little bit like a push and a pull between wanting to be seen, Leo, and feeling like you might not really fit in with this right now, Aquarius. It's this wobbliness can kind of make you start to question maybe your identity or even your role in certain spaces. Know that this is the astrology. It's okay. Like sometimes you're like, oh, that's what I'm feeling. That's what I get. As someone who has their moon in Aquarius, I I feel this quite often actually. But something else that's happening as well. There is a T square between the sun and the moon and Uranus. And why is Uranus so important in this full moon? It is. I'm going to tell you why. Ooh, thank you for joining. Is it Mila Steven? Appreciate you. So we've got this T square, right? Uranus is one of the rulers of Aquarius. The modern ruler of Aquarius, right? And so Aquarius is this whoa. Uranus, wait, what am I saying? Uranus is a ruler, the modern ruler of Aquarius. Yes, I did say that. Sometimes I say something and then I hear it a totally different way. Anyway, Uranus is the planet of like surprises, unexpected things, right? Kind of like we call him the mad scientist of the skies, kind of seeing what's going down, like putting like agitating things maybe sometimes just to see what happens. That's a little bit of a Uranus energy. I'd say that's a little bit of Mandy energy too. Mad Orange Love, hey, welcome. Liz, welcome. So we've got this T square between the two planets. We call the sun and the moon a planet in astrology, right? And Uranus. So it looks like this on the chart. And when it forms these like opposites and then this third planet at this 90 degrees, we get more tension. We get a little bit of pressure. There's a lot of friction involved in those three planets, right? Hey, thank you. Makwander, is it Makwander? Thank you for joining. So we're seeing a little bit of that pressure and we might be feeling it too. We might be feeling a little of that pressure. Remember, Uranus is unpredictable. It likes throwing a wrench in. It likes to throw curveballs just to whack us out of our patterns, right? There's a reason that we have that energy of Uranus. It's not constructive, even though it does kind of like, well, let's get you out of your pattern. It's for our own good a lot of times. So it's wanting us to do some sort of shift. There's this like idea of us making some sort of shift into maybe a new aspect of our life, right? So if you're starting to feel a little restless, this is that energy that we're talking about. It could feel like the universe is pushing you to break free from maybe something outdated. Because again, remember Uranus, ruler of Aquarius. Aquarius is about progressive thinking, about like new ways of thinking, getting outside of the box and maybe attacking something at a completely different like viewpoint. So getting this letting this energy kind of just happen, expect it to happen, not just for the next few days, but maybe even like the next week, we might feel this pressure. The full moon in Leo also wants us to step into our power. That feels good, right? But while we're having this like step into our power moment and expressing ourselves, just being aware of that kind of like something might come out of the woodworks that we weren't necessarily expecting. Might be a fun little surprise though, right? Might be a really nice surprise. So anyway, there's just a really strong need to stay flexible. There's a fun word that we can work with for the night, staying flexible. More on that in a minute. But something else that's going on in the sky is the sun and the Mercury are both conjunct. as well in Aquarius. And so there's a lot of like brilliant ideas going around, but detached vibes. And so we've got these, maybe these like really awesome things that's like having these downloads. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. But maybe not necessarily being able to communicate it with the group that needs to hear it, or in a way that it needs to be shared. Mercury is literally sitting right next to the sun in Aquarius, which also means like conversations and ideas are going to be front and center. Yes, I'm a little chatty person. I like this definitely, and I've been feeling it. My husband the other night was like, have you had caffeine?" I said, long time, like wait, many hours ago. It's very chatty right now. Very, very chatty. This is a really good time for any sort of like brainstorming. Um, you might even feel a little more analytical uh, than if you're not like that normally. You might find that some of your ideas feel a bit more analytical. That's fun, especially for me because I am not an analytical person by nature. Uh, and you also may be feeling a little detached. Of course, we are in Aquarius, right? It's less about putting ourselves forward here. That's why this full moon in Leo sometimes has a little bit of tension anyway. But like it's less about that and more about putting those around us and like highlighting them, or how my friend Hans says, gas them up, right? Like gas them up. Um, Koreans are really good at that, by the way. Mars is still in retrograde in Cancer. What does that mean? It means that you might feel like your drive is a little off. Remember, Mars has this like driving force, this like kind of explosive energy to it, and it's in the very watery sign of Cancer right now. So you might feel a little emotional, like maybe overly emotional. Is there such thing? Maybe just intensely emotional. So this could also be tied to like any sort of like home, family, any emotions. I was talking to a girlfriend last night about this. The energy is very much about feeling like you need to protect your home, your family right now as well, and being very, very emotionally evoked by it. We do want to look out for Mars wanting us to turn inward in this sign, because it could maybe stir up some maybe like past emotional wounds. So just kind of keeping your eye out for that and being aware that it's just this little transit happening right now. Let me check over here, make sure I'm not missing any little comments on this side. All right. How are we feeling though? You guys good? You guys good? You feeling good? Feeling like you've conquered most of the full moon energy already? I do want to give a little shout out to our nodes, which changed into Virgo and Pisces a little bit ago. I spoke about it in my last live, and maybe my last two lives. But I know, Stephen, this is for you when you do pop on and watch the uh, the uh, the replay. I couldn't think of what I was trying to say. When you do watch the replay, he had asked about the nodes in Virgo and Pisces and what that means, right? Because we're going into our eclipse season again, and so when the nodes are in Virgo and Pisces, this is like a lesson in balance. Staying grounded, Virgo, right? Versus allowing that flow and the trust of the unseen, Pisces. So we're starting to kind of shift into these themes that will be like this kind of like umbrella to everything else that's going on. And will become even more so as we hit into our eclipses. But this is a reminder moving forward that that you don't have to plan every step, right? Exactly. Sometimes you just have to let the path sort of unfold on its own naturally as you move forward, and trust like that the foot that you're putting forward is on the path that it's supposed to be in. So just kind of know that. Hey, Rick, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see your name, I guess, rather. And a couple of ways you can work with all of this energy that we've been talking about would be to allow yourself to express what's been on your heart, even if it feels a little messy, because that this Leo moon really wants to be seen, right? Melanie, welcome. Another Canadian. Yay! We love our Canadian sisters and brothers. um, we can, again, remember, we might expect some shakeups, of course, because of Uranus, is that involvement, right? So maybe don't resist them, just kind of expect that they're happening. Uranus is pushing for some change. And with change, it's always a little uncomfortable. It's always a little uncomfortable, but that's okay, right? It's okay for it to be a little uncomfortable. We grow like that. Pay attention to new ideas, because those may be coming, may get a lot of downloads, right? May get a lot of downloads. And especially while we've got this full moon, and then we ride out the remainder of Aquarius season and then into Pisces. I mean, we are expected to just to get like all the dreams. Who's been having tons of messages in their dreams already? Like I have been getting visited by so many downloads in my dreams, like as of late. I usually have vivid dreams, but you know how you can tell the difference between spirit has come or just like a very active dream? Like spirit is coming, and I've got all kinds of juicy things. Holy hell. I take it that means you have. And if you're feeling emotionally frustrated, just pause before reacting. Pause before reacting. Mars retrograde in Cancer can stir up those old wounds that I was talking about. So just take a step back when you need to. Liz says, big dreams lately. Liz, I think you were in the process of sending me one of your dreams at one point, but the audio wasn't going through. You'll have to resend. I'm curious to hear. Mike Fuentes, thank you so much for joining. Melanie says, so emotionally frustrated, actually. Yes. Yeah. That it feels like Mars wants to go, right? And Cancer, this water sign, is like, hey, like let's let me hold you for a second and let's deal with this. That's kind of the feeling there. Overall, we want to step into our power. We want to break out of old limitations. It's intense, but it is a chance to communicate communicate with new ideas. It's a chance to rethink how we communicate. It's a chance to rethink how we connect with people in general. Aquarius, the whole month of Aquarius is about that. How do we connect with those around us? How do we support those that are around us? What I love, the water bearer, right? Actually, water bearer, I know you're on here, and I've asked you this before, and I think I remember you saying it wasn't because of this, but it reminds me of this. The the icon for, or the glyph for Aquarius is the water bearer. The water bearer, not a water sign, it's an air sign, right? And it gets kind of confusing sometimes because you think of like the water bearer holding a bucket of water or a thing of water, right? And taking it from community to community. It's about spreading this like what's going on, keeping like outlying communities that weren't necessarily up against each other, keeping them connected with one another, sharing the stories, taking like, hey, this community has this going on, and they've brought this in their community, and it's helping them this way, and then they're sharing this. It's this water bear is keeping these communities tied together, right, through this communication of these detached community. It's incredible. We love our Aquarius brothers and sisters. We really, really do. They're very important to the balance of humankind, for real. Something that, before we get on to our meditation, I'm like loving this hibiscus tea, the color of this hibiscus tea. It's like fuchsia. And I figured, yum, for Leo moon, right? We're totally an air sign. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Yes, yes, yes. It's funny. My chart, I am like completely void of all water. There is no water in any of my placements. I am all fire and like one earth and air. I use hibiscus for my eggs and oh, that's right. Liz makes us beautiful homemade dyed eggs for our anomone acates, for our dipnons. And she's saying that she uses hibiscus. That makes total sense. Hibiscus to dye her eggs. Rick Polo, you're an air sign too? Wow. Which sign? Are you Aquarius, or are you which one? I wait to hear. Something we can do during this full moon is, we know that full moons are meant for releases, right? I mean, reset and release. We're here, reset and release. We reset with our meditations, right? But Libra, okay. Oh, there you go. There you go. Got another Libra on here. Our sister Alex is a Libra. Lots of Libra energy in my world. I will say that because I do love my Libras too. I'm very indecisive at times. Oh yeah, that you just like to weigh your options, right? The scale, you're just weighing your options. That's all. That's all it is. Nothing wrong with that. Something I want to do tonight is, and you can finish this after we get off the call or on your own time. But if you have a piece of paper under this full moon, we can write down whatever obstacle you feel is in your way right now. You can write down your fears. You can write down any doubts. You can write down some sort of pattern that you want to break. Whatever, something that's looping that you just want to get it out of the way, because we're gonna burn it. We're gonna get rid of it. And I want you to then hold the paper in your hand and just read it once, so you acknowledge the weight of what you are releasing. And then once you do, just say, these no longer hold power over me. I release them to the fire. And we're going to talk about why the fire, right? We are under the full moon of Leo. So this is a fiery energy that we were talking about earlier. So this fire, this energy needs somewhere to go. It needs somewhere to be directed. Otherwise, that's another reason why we're kind of like, it needs physical like activity. It needs sexual activity. It needs some place to go. It needs literal alchemy. It needs to be burned, right? Safely, of course. But somehow releasing this and honoring the element of fire that Leo is. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Let's do a meditation after I rile you up. Burn our doubts. I like to use, I just have like a little teeny little cauldron here that I use on my altar that I can safely burn little things in. If I'm going bigger, I use one of my iron skillets on the stove safely. Damien, plug your ears if you're hearing this. Just kidding. All right. So if you would like to get comfortable, all right. Just start to breathe. You may even notice I have today, and could be hot flash, but just my skin has felt very warm. I have almost had a bit of a flush all day. It's just this fiery energy is for real. It is for real. And we're going to do a little meditation trusting the shifts of the universe, because we spoke earlier about flexibility being very important for this lunation. And it is, and especially while Uranus is involved, like we really want to make sure that when we are presented with something that could knock us off the course, we want to be prepared to just be able to meander and either like avoid the hole, or maybe we were meant to go in the hole, or if the path bends in an unexpected way, we're ready to take that turn with it. So just find a comfortable position. Start to get cozy in your space. Feel good. Start taking a few deep breaths. You might even feel those deep breaths. They may feel warm to you. Just signaling to your body that you are ready to relax and sit down, lie down, whatever is comfortable. Close your eyes. And as you breathe in, hold this next one for just a few seconds. And exhale. And as you start to settle into your space, feel the tension in your body begin to soften. Allow yourself to become more aware of your body. Notice how you are held by the surface beneath you, how you are fully supported. Notice how the air moves in and out of your lungs without effort. There is no force there. There's nothing to control. You are simply here. Now imagine releasing any sort of resistance. See what's coming to mind. Is there something that you're trying to grip tightly to? Allow it to release. Allow it to soften. You're safe. You're steady. You are open. Now picture yourself standing in the middle of a very vast landscape. Maybe it's a field. Maybe it's a shoreline. Maybe it's the edge of a forest. But above you, the sky is shifting. Clouds are moving. The wind starts to stir. Notice the light start to change. Everything around you is in motion, yet you remain centered. Feel the earth beneath your feet. It is solid. It's grounding. You're not separate from these shifting energies. You're a part of them. Just like the sky, just like the waves, just like the trees that bend with the wind, but do not break. You are built for change. As you breathe, imagine a warm, golden light flowing through your body, starting at the crown of your head, slowly moving downwards. It loosens any tension. It dissolves rigidity. It fills you with fluidity, with adaptability, and with ease. Now bring to mind something in your life that feels uncertain. Something maybe recently has happened that you weren't expecting. Maybe it's a situation that you're trying to control. Maybe it's an outcome you've been holding on too tightly. Whatever it is, acknowledge it without judgment, and then see it as a shifting cloud or a wave rolling to shore. Instead of resisting it, breathe into it. With each inhale, imagine your body becoming more spacious, more open to possibilities. And with each exhale, release the need to force things into place. Say to yourself out loud or in your mind, I trust the flow of my life. I am open to change. I bend, but I do not break. Repeat that one. I bend, but I do not break. The universe moves through me, and I move with it. Now imagine yourself as a tree, roots deep into the earth, branches reaching toward the sky. The winds pick up, and your branches sway. You move with the wind, not against it. The storm doesn't break you. It strengthens you. It deepens your roots. Stay with this for a moment and feel the strength of your foundation, the lightness in your movement, but that strength in your foundation. You are both grounded and free. You are adaptable. You are capable of flowing with whatever comes. Feel that power. Slowly bring your awareness back to your breath. Notice the rise and fall in your chest now. The sensation of air moving in and out of your body. Start to wiggle your toes and start to wiggle your fingers. Gently become connected with your body again. And when you're ready, open your eyes and take a moment to feel this energy of openness, of ease, of trust. It's still moving through you and will continue to. So carry it with you. Let yourself flow with life, right? Rather than fight against it, because you're strong. You are strong like the lion. You are flexible, and you are exactly where you need to be. While we're kind of coming back into our body, Liz says, thanks, I'd rather be a tree a bit longer. Good, good, good. I'm going to read a hymn to Sekhmet. I did not write this one. I found this one and it didn't have an author, didn't have a name attached to it. So if the writer of this hymn ever finds this, it was very beautiful and I wanted to read it. And so thank you to whoever it is, and please write your name down so we can give you credit. Hymn to Sekhmet. To Sekhmet, who is great of power, I offer my praise. O fierce-hearted lioness, great eye of Ra, beloved of Ta, who creates as you destroy, whose wrath falls on the wicked, whose breath of fire defeats all foes. O Lady of Slaughter, Lady of Red, Sekhmet of the 7 arrows, fearsome and furious, you who arose from Hathor's rage, O bright and blessed one before whom evil trembles, I call to you, O goddess, O Sekhmet, who wields the mighty vengeance. You grant as well a kinder gift, O gracious one, averter of plagues, healer of ills, mender of wounds, who hears the prayers of the ailing and the injured, the pleas of the desperate and the wretched, mistress of physicians who steadies the surgeon's hand. I thank you for your blessings, and I pray to you for favor. Had to give our great lioness goddess some praise on this full moon in Leo. Am I right? Oh, thank you for spending your evening with me and enjoying a little full moon in Leo energy. Again, I will be doing these moving forward on my Patreon exclusively. It's free to join, and I'll be popping on randomly there as well. So you'll get little updates, but the Illuminate Akates and the reset and releases will be on patreon.com/wild medium, wild with an E, medium. There's tons of content over there. Even for free members, I'm putting stuff up all the time. But if you're a horoscope fan, Wild and Wilder subscribers, there's horoscopes up for you to enjoy. And yeah, that's where I'll be. That's where I'll be. Does anyone have anything before? Oh, thanks, Damien. Thanks. Does anyone have anything before we say goodbye? I hope that such an amazing, oh, thank you. Thank you, Melanie. I so appreciate that. I really, really do. I enjoy it. And it's this place that I can put my content. Thank you, Liz. Thank you. Where it's not quelled or muted by Meta, because that is happening more and more. So I wanted to make sure that everything was in a nice, safe space for me and you. And all are welcome. But make sure to take care of yourselves this week. Stay cozy. Know you are loved. You are a tree. Remember, you've got those roots. I've always been, Melanie says, I love your Patreon. Your effort is so appreciated and seen. Oh my God, thank you. That warms my heart so much. So much. Thank you. I love palm trees. I am like obsessed with them. And I know it's kind of like a rookie thing to say. Like I moved to LA and I'm obsessed with palm trees and I can't ever like get enough. I love them the way they look in the dark up against like the silhouette of like a muted sky. I love them up against the sun. I love them in the blue sky. I love palm trees. But something that I always am noticing is like in areas of like hurricanes and stuff like Miami and in like Louisiana and stuff, boy, they can take a bending and they're so long and narrow and you don't think that they would be able to withstand all those crazy winds, but they do. And they're tall and they don't break. Most of the time they're just like, whoa. I'm reminded of our resilience, right? A tree like that, a little Dr. Seuss looking tree, just bending right over, but not breaking. We see them here in LA in the parks, like sometimes like you see the sub and then they're literally at a 90-degree angle and then they'll come up and have the little Dr. Seuss pom-pom. And I'm like, boy, some kind of wind like ended up making them, I love them. I love them. I love them. I do ritual by them too. Anyway, you are great. You are great. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and do something nice for yourself. Lorax vibes. Totally, Liz. Totally. Yes. Do something nice for yourself. And I will keep this up on my Patreon. It will be stored in the collections of the live streams. When you go to my homepage, you can go to collections and you'll see blog, you'll see meditations, podcasts, sacred hymns, and live streams. Or you can just scroll the page and it's like a regular feed. But yeah, you can be able to scroll or be able to get to the stuff quicker there. All right, I'm going to stop babbling. Love you. Bye.